Hello and welcome to In the Know. I'm Mark Crosby of Quincy Access Television. Thank you so much for joining me and joining my guest. My guest is the Norfolk County Sheriff. That would be Sheriff Patrick McDermott. He has returned to the studio for an update from the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office. So, Pat, Sheriff, welcome back. Great to have you, as always, in studio.
Great to be here as always, and we're going to finish the year strong.
Yes.
Here in December.
Very good. Sounds like a great plan. We're going to start with something called the Safe Coalition Partnership. This was something that was started in November.
So we're always looking for creative solutions to some of the problems that we face in the House of Correction. And, you know, the biggest issues that we face are mental health and substance use disorder. And so we found a partnership with the Safe Coalition, which is a Franklin-based nonprofit organization. So it's in Norfolk County. For those of you that might be watching that are like, what's Franklin? Franklin is a nice town down in the southeastern, southwestern part of Norfolk County.
And it has a phenomenal public library.
They do. Franklin is very well known, and Dean College is down there as well. So
correct.
It's very well known for their education, and they're a great group down there. But this nonprofit Safe Coalition focuses on mental health and substance use recovery. And so what we're doing is putting together a collaboration that focuses on harm reduction education and basically a whole person approach to recovery for our offender population. And basically what that means is we're having a seminar style class that's offered weekly. And right now it's about an hour and a half a week, and we average about 10 participants on that program every week. Our goal is to have everybody in our facility go through that program at some point during their stay. And we average about 360 offenders on a daily basis. So we're hoping as people come through, we can get them through the program. But in the short time it's been offered, we've found that it's really growing in popularity. So we're actually considering now putting a second class on so that we can make sure that we can get the folks rapidly into the program and see what we can do. So, but basically the topic matters that we're dealing with right now are, from a substance use disorder issue. So we're dealing with Narcan training for people to obviously be able to administer Narcan, understand the benefits of Narcan if there's somebody in your presence that it might be going through an overdose situation. We talk about overdose prevention issues with our offenders. It's an enhanced education experience where prevention and recovery are paramount, and support is paramount as well. And so we focus on talking to folks as they get to the point where they're thinking about re-entering post-incarceration so that they have all these skills necessary. And when people do graduate from the program, they've been through the system, they're eligible to receive Narcan kits and fentanyl test strips as they get released in order to reduce the harm that is caused through addiction.
And I guess overall, and I know in other programs you've talked about this, but the importance of having programs like this in existence so when an inmate enters society, they're not lost.
And that's the key. You know, we find that studies have shown throughout the country that there are so many great programs that happen within our correctional facilities, and the danger happens to people is on that reentry portion when they are finally released and they're out in the community. So we want to give them as many tools as they can, not just to function within the facility and get cleaned up, get sober, but also be able to realize that they when they leave our facility, that they'll have the tools and the resources, the education and the strength to be able to focus on some of the better things that life has to offer.
You and I were talking about houses, yours and mine, at the beginning, before we actually recorded this program, and the importance, I suppose, of upkeep. And that leads me to, I was working on my house on Saturday and Sunday, replacing some old wood boards.
Yes.
And we were talking about your house and with the rain and leak. So
It's
it's
old houses, they're beautiful, but they obviously they can give us a few heartaches now and then. And I wish I was more talented to be able to fix my own problems.
well,
but,
as far as carpentry is concerned, there is a carpenter's pre-apprenticeship program.
yes, and we're very proud of this. This is something that I spoke about when I ran for sheriff, is that I was going to look to engage our partners, our friends in our labor unions around the county. And we have some great partners in multiple trades that we currently work with. But right out of the gate was a partnership with the New England Carpenters Union. And I think I've spoken about this maybe on the program when we were starting to get underway. Well, now we've got 3 individuals who are in our care and custody who have made it through their 14-week pre-apprenticeship program. And this has been every Saturday for the last 14 weeks. The individuals have been transported and gone to the New England Carpenters Union Center for training. They have the full training facility there. And we're finally going to be graduating our first class of 3 on December 15th. And we're really proud about that. These individuals are going to be now able to work with, we have a part-time carpenter on staff, an instructor, that is going to be working with these 3 individuals while they're still incarcerated, try to keep them busy to work their craft that they've learned. And we're going to come up with some cool projects for them to work on. Not just some of the maintenance issues that we have at the jail, which there are a lot, and we're looking forward to their skills being utilized, but we also think that we can build some other cool things that might benefit the community as well. So we may have some things to announce after the first of the year, some things we might be giving out to some of our councils on aging or some folks that might be in need for things. So the great thing about the programs now, they're linked with the union. And this is something that is a commitment by the union that once these individuals leave our facility, they'll then have the support. And these guys are very supportive, not just in the skills and getting them jobs, which is very paramount, but there's a network of union brothers and sisters that work together, especially if people have particular issues like substance use disorder, mental health issues. So the fact that you have a brotherhood, a sisterhood of union members that are there to support you is great. And the carpentry trade itself can be quite a lucrative one. And these guys are getting a little bit of a taste of it with their instructors. The instructor, actually, one of the founders of this program, was a formerly incarcerated individual. He got his break with the New England Carpenters Union, ended up learning a trade, getting a job, starting his own carpentry business. He now owns a house on the Cape. He's got a wife, several kids, and is thriving. So it gives hope to these guys when they hear it from somebody that's been through the same situation. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what these 3 individuals come up with.
A couple things just to note. Anyone who owns a home certainly knows the importance of a trade. How many times do things need tweaking? Do things go wrong? And folks like the carpenters, plumbers, and so on are a needed element in all of that. The other thing I want to kind of stress, we've stressed on other programs too, is the amazing partnerships that the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office participates in.
Yeah, we partner with we look for business partnerships. We partner with nonprofits. I mean, we're working with a lot of, we try to solve a lot of the problems that create, that are our public safety problems for our community, as well as the justice-involved individuals we serve. Housing issues. We partner with many nonprofits on that. I just went to a fantastic gala on Friday night with the Sheriff's Office sponsored. We were Friends of the Interfaith Social Services. Food insecurity, huge issue that our population is dealing with. And we had a great gala. We raised hundreds of thousands of dollars that night. And I know that there's a benefit, certainly for the people that I serve in the correction facility. But partnerships are the number one thing that we're stressing now. Our business partnerships are great. We have over 300 Corey-friendly employers ready to hire formerly incarcerated individuals. So that's the strategy we're working off of now. The old strategies of criminal offenders getting found guilty, thrown in jail, bread and water, do your time, and then get back out in the community and good luck to you is over. These are individuals. This is a human human cause that we're dealing with now. We want to make sure that and I say this to elected officials, local select boards, city councilors, my obligation to the public, to the community, is to make sure I deliver back a better product than I received. So these programs and partnerships are vital.
Let's talk about the nationwide anti-stigma initiative.
Yeah, so we, in the Sheriff's Office, this is something, I've been very sensitive to the addiction issue for quite some time, and mental health issues over the course of time. And so we're always looking for creative solutions to this. And, I always say that politicians always make great speeches, but sometimes they don't follow through in making great programs. So we really want to be on the cutting edge of these things. So we were able to be selected as a Norfolk County Sheriff's Office as one of 100 pilot sites throughout the country. We're really proud of that, to participate in the Addiction Policy Forum's Anti-Stigma Initiative. And we're the only jail in New England right now that is participating in that. And so we're proud of the fact that we're going to be a pilot site for that. We were slated to begin in December, but we were asked to delay till February because the University of Delaware, who is another partner in this program, is conducting a study and developing curriculum for us. And we've been asked by the university to pilot that curriculum, which is really exciting. So we'll be starting that up in February. What we do is we provide one-on-one counseling and small group sessions, which address the roadblocks that the stigma of addiction can, in fact, create. Stigma, sometimes the stigma actually addiction can lead to further addiction because of the stigma attached to it. It becomes a revolving door, and that's really problematic. So the participants in the program are going to receive information on the science of addiction. What causes addiction? What causes one to not be able to get out of the cycle of addiction? These are evidence-based treatments that work. And also, we have our own medically assisted treatment program. So medications that help treat addiction is something that's part of this program as well. And so once this pilot gets launched, we hopefully will serve the greater good throughout the country with this program. So we'll also field test, which is interesting, a program called Responding to Addiction. And that's an intervention program developed by the forum to increase knowledge about substance use disorders, correct misconceptions about substance use, and reduce stigma. Stigma of substance use and mental health issues can be a barrier to an individual succeeding.
So what you're saying is that sometimes folks see the addiction and not the person.
Correct. And that's the big problem. If sadly enough, back in the day, the terminology addict, junkie, and that would be a huge stigma to somebody that's trying to get a job or trying to get housing. If you're a landlord that's looking for a tenant and you found out that somebody has an addiction issue, you're probably going to turn around and walk another way. Or you're going to reject that person's application. There is a huge stigma, and we want to correct that through evidence-based treatment as well as evidence-based education. Not only for the individual who is suffering through substance use disorder and mental health, but also the public at large. And once again, I mentioned ISS, Interfaith Social Services. They have a great event called Stop the Stigma. It's a road race every year, and they do a lot of mental health counseling as well. So once again, one of our partners who is also there, but they're not involved in this particular study itself, but it all works together. And so the stigma of addiction must be overcome, and we're very proud that we're participating as one of 100 pilot sites in the country.
Very good. You have actually run that race in the past.
I've cheerleaded that. My wife has run it.
Let's talk about, it is winter, or at least it's close to winter. Let's talk about winter events and some ways of giving back.
So this is the time of year that people's hearts are a little bit more open than they're usually done in the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day life. So with the holiday season comes opportunities for us to participate in ways to give back. And we have the opportunity to serve as the Sheriff's Office. We have a seat on the Salvation Army Board of Directors, and so we're very proud of that. Another great nonprofit that does unbelievable work with the community here in Quincy, but throughout the nation. And so the signature drive of all the Salvation Army drives is the kettle drive.
And we do have some photos that will be on screen
Which is great. And
momentarily.
there's a great picture. We kicked it off with our good friend Bob Bosworth, our publisher and owner of the Quincy Sun paper. I remember when his dad, when Henry used to call me up when I was a city councilor about ringing that bell. That's how I got introduced to the program. And so the Bosworth tradition, the Quincy Sun, kicks that off, at least with me, every year. And then I've also have the partnership with the Rotary Club of Quincy, where I'm the past president, and I've done that. And I see a picture of my wife is there as well, so we've made it a family operation. And but the Rotary Club of Quincy, we rang the bell up at Walmart as well. And then the sheriff's office, we take a day, and we sponsored a kettle. And my director of community engagement, Mike Ramos, my general counsel, was there to do Courtney Madden, and my chief of staff, Samantha Dallaire, always looking festive. And we made it fun. And it was a fun day of music and engagement. And Salvation Army said that we raised more than double than their usual haul at that same location. So I think it was the engagement that the staff had with the people that made it all about.
I just want to bring it back just to that sheriff's office at the kettle, because we do have a short video that we will play that really, I guess, set the mood for that day.
That was the mood. The mood was festive. It was a nice day out weather-wise. And so if I recall, there was music, there was dancing, there was some singing. And it really, as people come in to shop, and shopping can be stressful too. They come in and going, but when you see kind of a festive engagement, I think people opened up their wallets.
Just to collect the donations.
And I urge everybody, when you see a red kettle, I always make it a point to have a lot of $5 bills in my pocket during the season, just so when I see a kettle, I try to at least drop a $5 bill in every time I see one, just because they just raise a lot of great money, and it's just a great charity.
And that's such a great point, because a lot of us don't go around with money in our wallet, in our purses.
But as you and I spoke off camera earlier, technology has advanced. So if you go to any one of these kettles, most of them have a QR code that you can take out your phone, open your camera, grab the QR code. It'll bring you right to a website where you can donate to the Salvation Army. So 21st century technology has even come to the Salvation Army.
Let's talk about the giving tree. This has become tradition.
It's a tradition at the sheriff's office that we put up a giving tree every year. And we partner up with the Department of Children and Families through their Wonder Fund program, which I believe was sponsored and founded. I don't know if it might have been founded by former Governor Baker's wife. I know that she participated in it for many years, if she is not the founder, but I know she's a huge participant. And it basically looks for what the wishes of children are. I mean, the holiday season is surrounded by the joys of children, and it really gives us adults an opportunity to experience that joy we also had as kids opening that gift. So as the staff takes the ornaments off the tree, they go shopping, and then they bring them back to the jail, and then we deliver it to Braintree to the DCF Giving Center, and those toys are distributed throughout the community to families in need. And so it's a touching moment. And I remember last year, it took, I think, 6 or 7 staff and 3 vans full to unload the amount of toys we had. And they were overwhelmed with the support. So I applaud my staff. We're still pushing to get it out there. So it's something that we do every year as a sheriff's office.
There's a full-page graphic slate I'd like my director to bring back up, if he could, and then I'll have you address it as well.
Oh yeah, we've got this is great too. This is something that is continuing on throughout not just the Giving Tree, but we also have what is our Giving Back program for the holiday season, our Coats for Kids and Families. So this is a partnership with Anton's Cleaners, and Anton, basically we collect slightly used coats, or if you get brand new coats, great. We'll collect those coats, we bring them to Anton's Cleaners, they clean them up, they repackage them, and they make sure that they get out to needy families. You can drop off those. We have 3 locations in the sheriff's office. Obviously, we have our main office. If you want to come up to jail, and not go into jail, but go in and hang out and see it, is up on 200 West Street in Dedham. You come into our lobby and you can see that there. We're in the city of Quincy, right next to the Hancock Adams Common, right on Hancock Street. And you can also go down to our Braintree Public Safety Complex, also known more popularly as the Ropes Course Summer Camp program down at 2015 Washington Street in Braintree. So we're looking forward to seeing that come to fruition. And we're also doing supermarket cards as well. And so if you want to, if you don't have a coat, but if you have a card that you can go and buy, $5, $10 for a supermarket card, or a Walmart card, a Target card. Toys are a big popular thing during the holiday season. We understand that, and it's great. We're participating, but people still have a major need for basic life necessities, food, baby products, just hygiene care. So those gift cards go a long way. So we're collecting those as well.
We will end this program. I guess you out and about. We only have, I think, 1 or 2 photos of an event that you attend every year in the city of Quincy, and that's the annual Christmas parade.
One of our favorite highlights of the year, and this year we had my version of Rudolph with me as Cleopatra, my personal dog, but also our comfort dog at the sheriff's office, one of 2 comfort dogs. And Cleopatra.
Is she now certified?
She is fully certified, and she'll be going out with me to senior homes and to schools, and she goes around just even throughout the community. And so she had a great time on the Christmas parade. I've been participating in the Christmas parade since I think the first parade I walked in was 1995 when I was elected to the city council, and I've never looked back. I've participated in multiple ways, but now the fun part is riding a float, and we do a little entertaining along the way.
Just a little singing.
Little belt out, I know my wife Tracy accompanied me as well, which is always great to have family involved, and we just have a lot of fun. And this year's Christmas parade, I got to tell you, credit to the city of Quincy, credit to Mother Nature, because the weather was perfect, and I've never seen the parade as well attended as I did in 2023. It was a great time. The feedback was great. The energy was exciting. This has been a great holiday season, and that was a great way to kick it off.
We should also, as we close, I guess, bring to the forefront, with these kind of festivities, it's everything seems great, everyone's happy, but that's not the case. There is a lot of stress around the holidays. There is a depression, especially if someone has lost a loved one recently. So take that into account. Again, take part in the many opportunities you would have to give back. And if you have issues such as depression or grief, reach out and be treated.
Yeah,
because there are agencies that will help you.
We talked about that stigma issue, and individuals have that stigma. People want to have a tough upper lip, so to speak. They want to have that exterior that they're fine, and that's not the case. Reach out. There's plenty of places I know that we have in the city of Quincy with Bay State Community Health. You've got Manet Health Center. You've got Interfaith Social Services. People to talk to. There's counseling services available for anybody
throughout the county.
Throughout the county as well. Anybody that needs help. We have a 24-hour hotline available. Not we as the sheriff, but the behavioral health hotline is available for anybody 7 days a week, 365. And you can call toll free or text them at 1-833-773-2445 for immediate help. And so if anybody's suffering depression, loneliness, give them a call. And for everybody else out there, if you know someone that is going through the holidays by themselves, maybe offer them an opportunity to stop by your house if you're having a holiday party. Maybe stop by their house and give them a gift. I mean, it's one of those things that it's a reminder to all of us that not everybody has big festivities and big families to celebrate. There's a lot of people that are by themselves alone, and that can be very, very disheartening for people.
And sometimes it's as simple as a phone call.
Absolutely. Which brings me back to our Are You OK program in the sheriff's office. We call a lot of seniors every day, and that includes our holidays. And people appreciate that when they get that one simple phone call. So remember your loved ones, remember your friends, but call somebody that's out of the blue that might need somebody. Take care of a neighbor, knock on their door, wish them a great day.
Very good. I want to thank my director for getting that information at the bottom of the screen. So thank you, Michael. Sheriff, thank you very much for coming in. Have a wonderful holiday with your family. And sounds like there will be lots to talk about come the new year.
Wait till this new year, 2024, lots planned.
Great.
So happy holidays.
I'm going to hold you to that. Happy holidays. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great holiday season. And remember to support your local access television station in the community in which you reside.
Thank you.